BlizzCon is that special time of year where fans of Blizzard all gather around to speculate what they think will come from the company in the future. Each year, we all guess about what's coming next, only for the event to go off and we sit back realizing just how wrong we were in almost all of our guesses. Hello and welcome, I am Zerbraxi. I wanted to throw together this quick speculation video for what I think may be happening for Blizzconline 2021. And before we go and before we start the video entirely, let me make it known, these are the things that I think Blizzard will do, not necessarily what I want them to do. Those are not two things that tend to line up all the time. If you don't care about all of the franchises and all the games that I'm going to go over, I have put chapter tags down below. So if you want to only care about, say, like Classic WoW, you can click to that and only pay attention to that subject. I don't blame you. I'm almost definitely going to be wrong about all of these. So without further ado, though, for the sake of the fun, let's go. Let's start it off with something easy like Starcraft 2. Blizzard has already come out in 2020 stating that there will be no more Commander or War Chest style paid DLC for Starcraft 2 and that all of the focus will now be on the competitive experience and maintenance of the game. This will most likely mean that all we're going to see this year from Blizzard is that they are going to announce a new season to the ladder and possibly a cool new feature to the replay system or tournament viewing system. There will be no mention of Starcraft 3, no mention of a spin-off StarCraft game like Ghost, but there may still be rumors that stem of a single-player StarCraft game that will kick up from conversations that journalists end up having with the developers behind closed doors. Diablo is a franchise that is so near and dear to my heart. I get so excited every year with just trying to see what new and devastatingly gothic and depressing creations are coming my way. With Diablo 4 already announced and 3 classes known, this year we are probably going to get another class reveal for Diablo 4. I'm going to completely incorrectly guess that this new class will be a mix-up between the Witch Doctor and the Necromancer. There will be a combination of plague, undeath, contagion, and blood, all helping to tie the mechanics of the Necro from Diablo 3 and Diablo 2. We'll also get more information on random loot drops and also the possible return of an iterated rune word system from Diablo 2. The skill tree system that they've also presented will now be revamped to be an iteration of this proposal alongside additional synergies like that which was present in the Diablo 2 skill tree. Overall, Diablo panels are probably going to spend a lot of time, though, on Diablo Immortal. Its alpha was released earlier this year and seemed to get some pretty positive feedback. Despite the fact that most of the people watching BlizzCon couldn't be bothered to care about Immortal, Blizzard is going to really try and sell just how deep the game is mechanically and why PC players should care about this mobile title. We'll get our first glimpse at the business model for Immortal, which will look like it's not pay to win, but will very clearly be pay to have advantage, thus causing the community to devolve into the crazy arguments about what pay to win actually is. Finally, the rumors for the Diablo 2 remaster will be acknowledged, and we'll get a remastered opening of the original Diablo 2 campaign, a look at a new logo, some quick shots of gameplay, and probably nothing more beyond that. When this gets announced, I will be incredibly scared about how badly my productivity is going to tank and completely die, and I will have to regrettably inform my girlfriend that I might not see her for quite a while. Hearthstone this year, we're going to get yet another new expansion, new cards, a new campaign, a new fun and imaginative cinematic, and a really over-the-top pitch about how cool Hearthstone is. It will be fun to watch, and Hearthstone will continue to be yet another awesome card game, but the announcements will continue along Blizzard's incredibly formulaic approach to Hearthstone every year, and we will all forget that these announcements happened very soon after they occur. Overwatch is going to finally get some new information. As Blizzard's newest IP, and arguably their most promising, we'll finally get something about the future of Overwatch and Overwatch 2. We know Overwatch 2 is not going to release this year, but I think we will get a trailer showing off more of their PvE modes coming in the sequel. On top of this, we will also be shown another new hero that will be released alongside Sojourn when Overwatch 2 finally drops. Blizzard will then do nothing to calm the unrest amongst the Overwatch community and the players of the franchise that will leave knowing that there's nothing new coming for probably almost a full year. Oh, and then we'll get another one of those really cool character videos that everybody will love because I mean, seriously, these character cinematics for Overwatch are incredible. This will be the big one for myself and many others, and probably the viewers of this channel. Blizzard is going to announce that there will be a new, fresh set of vanilla servers coming around July, August, to allow for players to relive their vanilla experience, or for those who maybe didn't get a chance to jump into Classic at launch. And then there will be no mention of TBC, and we will all cry. If that actually happens, I'm gonna foam at the mouth. In all seriousness, what will most likely happen is that, to nobody's surprise, Classic TBC will be announced with a demo being publicly available for the next week after BlizzCon. They'll mention that Classic TBC will be launching in a more authentic way than Classic did, since they are confident in the data that they have from their Burning Crusade backups. This means that we will get a full progression across the patches, including Karazhan loot being bad, all of the haste value changes, the AoE damage cap coming after Black Temple, etc. Tier 4 and Tier 5 content will be available at launch, which will be a point of contention that Blizzard will eventually back down and change at a later date. Classic TBC will launch around that July-August window of this year, and shortly after that, there will be the fresh vanilla servers introduced as well that I mentioned previously. However, to many people's surprise, Blizzard will also point out that there are some ideas they are still floating around to change. Several proposals will be made by the community and to the community about how they feel about this content rollout, about minor balance or bug changes that the team has possibly considered altering. This will be a time when the community will have to give as much focused and constructive feedback as possible, as Classic WoW will now officially shift gears philosophically, and Blizzard will accept that some very minor and specific changes might need to occur in order to keep the spirit of the original intact. Blood Elves and Draenei, though, specifically will be announced and available at launch of the TBC instead of a pre-patch, and Paladins will keep their unique seals to their own factions. The community will yet again devolve into no changes versus changes argument, and all will be right with the world. Finally, when it comes to Modern WoW, we are going to hear about the fated 9.1 patch. There will be a new raid that will take place in the zone of Maldraxxus. There will also be a new zone brought in with this patch that will be inspired by the arcane magic of wizards and sorcerers. This realm will be for those who sought knowledge in their lives, with some major returning lore characters such as Ronin, Medivh, and Aegwynn. Now that the players have mostly stopped the original threat of Sire Denathrius siphoning the anima to the Maw, this new realm will help expand the lore of the Jailer and the purpose of his plans that have been discovered through the study of the residents of this new zone. We'll also start to learn about the truth of the Arbiter, her role, and a terrible thing she once did. This act she committed will be relatively morally ambiguous and seen as a necessity for the greater good, but will have come at a massive cost. Also, as is tradition for WoW, this new zone will introduce a new currency that'll serve as a catch-up mechanic to completely invalidate all content prior to patch 9.1. We will also get a slight hint of what's to come in patch 9.2, which may or may not include confronting Sylvanas Windrunner earlier than we expected, similar to Azshara in BFA. Let's not forget about that new M+ season that'll be announced alongside a new 5-man dungeon that will act similar to the Karazhan remake in Legion and the Mechagon dungeon in BFA. The new affix will sound absolutely horrible, and everybody will wish that Prideful was going to stay for longer. However, Blizzard will finally provide more unique rewards for the Mythic Plus seasons, and finally create a reward structure that satisfies that desire to receive something more unique from dungeon gear outside just player power. There will also be new affixes added, some of which will be more quirky than frustrating, similar to the affixes of Guild Wars 2's Fractals of the Mists. Tier sets will finally return in a way that many people will absolutely hate. This new tier system will be unnecessarily complicated and will arguably cause more issues than it solves. People will clamor that tier sets should be simple and thematic, while Blizzard will create some really awkward reasoning why tier sets need to be this gross solution. Also, Master Loot will once again be mentioned to not be returning. Ian will get rather annoyed and provide another new and incredibly bad reason, and raiding guilds around the world will continue to facepalm. And there they are, my thoughts, my predictions about what Blizzard is going to do for Blizzconline 2021. There is about probably a 100% chance that I'm wrong about everything I've just predicted, but that's part of the fun, right? That's kind of the whole enjoyment of it. I am hoping to get home in time to stream the actual opening ceremony and the event on Friday, and either way, whichever happens, I will be doing a video discussing my thoughts and some of the announcements that do occur from BlizzCon. It'll probably be mostly Classic WoW focused, if not entirely Classic WoW focused, since that's what a lot of you are here for. So do keep an eye out for that shortly after BlizzCon. If you did like the video and you thought that perhaps I added even something to your life, then please hit that like button and subscribe for future content. It helps give me that little dopamine kick, right? That little thing that's super addictive and probably not that healthy. So would you do that for me? Thanks. If you thought the video was crap and you made it to this point and you wanted to just tell me, dude, you're gross and stupid, please hit that dislike button and let me know how much I suck down in the comments below. Also, don't forget to follow me on Twitch. That'll be where, did I do the spot right? That's where I will be streaming the BlizzCon event and also all of my Classic TBC prep. And if Classic TBC never gets announced, I'll still be playing Classic, so we'll do that anyway. And also don't forget to follow me on Twitter. That is where I like to spout a lot of hot takes on video games and nonsense in general. I hope to see you there. I hope you enjoy, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye-bye!